Hi, I'm Steve Jones. I run the Voice of the DBA in SQL Server Central, and I work at Redgate Software. And I want to talk to you a little bit about relationships in Test Data Manager. Now, on my blog, under this tag, I've got a bunch of posts on different things. In this one, I'm picking up where I started with this starting table. So let me just rerun some things. So I'm going to rerun my subsetter command, which is here. We did this in the last video, but I'm essentially subsetting these databases. So if I look at the source database, just so you can see, we've got lots of thousands of rows, right? In players, we have 1,600. Now, if I run that same query in my subset database over here, players has only 1,800. And part of that was because the options file, I picked players that were from California. So if I do a select count from players where birth date equal to CA, right, we'll get 1,800. So that's my list. One of those players is player 11, right? So if we look at here, oh, it's not player 11. Who is, let's do this. Let's just get an ID. So we know who's there. 3. Let's do 3. 3 is easy enough to do, right? If I do 3, I have, who is this? Don Us, right? Don William. I don't know who that is. Pick another one because I just want something interesting for me in this video. It's Abbott, right? Who's this? Paul Abbott. So we'll do Paul Abbott. If I, let's change these to 17s. So you can see the same queries are running. So we'll run a query where we see Paul Abbott, and then we want Paul Abbott's stats, right? So we're getting his batting and team stats here. So I can see that, he had a certain number of at-bats, not very many. But if I run that over here, right, and I run the second query, I don't get any data. Now, part of that is because potentially I don't have a join with teams here. Part of that is I don't have any batting stats. Now, the reason I don't, if I come in here and look at the subset tables and we'll look at batting, I have a primary key, but I have no foreign keys in here. And the subsetter walks down the list of foreign keys, but in this database, I don't have any. So how do I add in foreign keys? Well, in the CLI subsetting configuration options file, there's a sample of stuff that's here. It gives you all these things that are out there. What I want to do is say, look, what I really want is a manual relationship in here. So I'm going to grab this snippet, and in my options file, I'm going to stick it in here, right? So this is starting tables. So we'll comma, and we'll do it there. Okay, so now I've added manual relationships. So I'm going to do players, and I'm going to do batting. Okay, and what I'm doing is player ID, I think it is. Is that what I joined on? Yes, player ID, and we'll do player ID. I think this is a D, right? Yes, no. It is big D. I think this is case sensitive because we use this across Linux and Windows. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to rerun my subset. And so this is how I try to figure out what I'm actually doing. I got 2 commas there. And how do I evolve this thing in what I'm doing? So, sorry, it's case sensitive, I believe. So, yeah, it's batting and players. So I need players lower and B batting. So you get to see me kind of doing this live. So let's run this. And of course, I think what I've done is, sorry, I'm jumping around here, is I've made these things, I didn't do enough, right? Subset it 1 second there. Let's clear this out so we can see this better. Now, though, if I come in here and let's do, get the list of tables, you can see now I have some batting stats. And in fact, if I run this query, think I'll get anything? Well, I get some things, but I don't have enough here. And some of this, I think, is because I don't have the teams added in. So let's add teams in. So this is an array. So what I can do is here, we'll do this, and then we'll copy all this stuff. We'll have to get rid of that last comma. And then we'll say players to teams. Actually, I think it's batting to teams. And what I really want here is the team ID, right? Team ID, quotes. And then I have a couple of them here because this is really a multi-faceted foreign key, right? These are really the columns I want, and so we're going to put them down here in my target as well, because I'm kind of relate these things together. So I've saved this, and now if I rerun the subsetter, and of course I've done something weird here. Batting teams. What does it say? Oh, LGID, and here I did LD. Helps to read your error messages, helps to know your database. But walking and talking at the same time is difficult. So now it's going to run a little bit longer, 2 seconds instead of 1 second. So now if I run this query again, I get much more data. And if I look up here, right, like I still kind of getting the same thing, but I'm getting teams, right? There's more teams involved when I'm doing it with the batting stats that came in based on these players. Okay, so by adding a little bit more stuff in there, I get a fuller or a more narrow set of data. But it's up to me to kind of figure out what I'm actually trying to do here and what I want to have happen. Okay, and so by choosing the particular tables and columns I need and setting this options file, I can change the behavior of the subsetter. And I can start messing around with the things that are most important to me. So hopefully you found this interesting. There will be another post on this in this blog if you're seeing this video. So give it a try and let me know what you think of TDM. I think it's a fantastic little tool for all kinds of agility in database development.